Morning, everyone.
Morning, Sunny. Or afternoon for anyone who's in the afternoon.
Hi, Sunny.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon.
I'll ping Shane really quick. Oh, yeah, just see her joining.
Good morning, everyone. Let me see. We have Vicky, we have Carmel, we have Tracy, Sunny, and me in the meeting.
Hi, Shane.
Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Yeah. Let me check the calendar. I believe this is the last meeting this year.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the cadence restarting January 13th. And I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to the cadence because it was still showing up and looking perfectly normal on my calendar and on Sunny's calendar. But we knew we were in trouble when Sunny and I were on the last call together and we were the only ones there. So not sure what happened there.
No worries.
But
I
we
still
reset
have one on December 23rd. Can you check?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
2
looking
weeks from now.
I do not see that. What I did was I canceled everything because it wasn't clear to us who had what. So we canceled everything. I created this meeting as a standalone, and then we reset the cadence to start on January 13th. And you should see it says updated and in parentheses 2025. So for any of you who do have the legacy one, if it does not say 2025, please feel free to delete it from your calendar because that would be the old one. And hopefully that will help us to reset everything.
You are right. The 23rd on December 23rd one doesn't have updated. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, that means that one needs to be deleted. Yeah, on 13 I checked. We have we have the updated 2025 session. Yeah. Great.
Stay away from people who.
We're just giving it, it's 5 minutes over. Let me check. I think we should get started. Thanks for sharing. I don't know, is that Sunny or Tracy who is sharing?
I'm sharing.
Okay, great. Yeah. Let's do the agenda dump. I think we can list looking forward in January what could happen, right? What would be on the agenda we should prepare for. Second is a conclusion. I believe at this moment the planning for next semester, next year, the finance priorities are all done, but we can list it on the agenda to see if it's all done.
Sorry, Shane, I think I might have missed what you just said. So do you want us to list the
I said that the first one is we can conclude if anything left over for us to finish like in 2024, for example, priority funding and others like due for the board meeting. Second is looking forward, like next January when we come, right? It will be a few weeks from now. If anything in mind that once we start January that we need to work on that so that we can, in the meeting notes, when we send out to the team, we can let them know. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anything else in anyone's mind? We're doing the agenda dump.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Shane, I don't have anything for the agenda, but I just wanted to share that I contacted at least who answered me on the hackathon winners and runners up, and unfortunately, we don't have any hackathon project progressed into community SONiC. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for working on that, Yuval. And I do have a hackathon related topic, which is around the upcoming blogs that we have. It's for this year's hackathon. That I can give a quick update at the end.
Great. Okay, let's get started then. For the end of the year wrapping up, like, do we still have any board meeting in December?
We do not. The decision was made to cancel the December board meeting since the board approved the budget in November, which is common practice. A lot of projects actually, their boards decide to do that. So I wasn't super surprised.
Okay. There is no, okay, thank you. So for this, right, I think the priority is done.
Correct.
End of year
Yes.
priority for 2025 is done, right?
Yes.
And how about budget? Budget is done, yeah.
Yes.
Tracy, I do see that the next board meeting is on January 8th. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think our next outreach meeting in January is right the week after that. So this might be our last thing before the next board meeting still.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Is there anything that we need from the outreach committee to prep for the next January board meeting?
I think the question would be, does the outreach committee have any topics that they need the board to weigh in on? Other than the traditional, like obviously there's the traditional outreach update that you and Shin deliver. Are there any deep dive topics that the outreach committee has? The board has not requested anything of the outreach committee other than the traditional update. But I would say if the outreach committee has anything, I can also tell you there isn't anything else on the agenda right now for January either. So if there is something you want to get in front of the board, I'd be happy to add you to the agenda. And no pressure, everybody. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying if you wanted to, you can, the floor could be yours if you wanted it, but if we don't have anything, it's totally fine. I'm going to take that to mean that no, it's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, given how early that meeting is in the month of January, I would expect it to be kind of a quiet meeting anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For the January the board meeting, Tracy, do you know if anything we need to report or anything?
It's gonna just be your regular outreach update.
Status update. Okay.
Yeah, just your regular update. Fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine for us to prepare. Okay. Then coming to, I think, how about hackathon? Like, Sunny or Tracy, that did we get a chance to send out the award, the trophy, post
Yeah.
online?
I can give a quick update on that. Yeah, we have sent out all the trophies. And I believe one of the teams, one of the 3 teams have reached out to me that they just received the trophy. So the other 2 are already on the way. They should receive it sometime this week. And thank you, Tracy, for creating the digital badge. All of them are distributed to all the team members as well. And I am currently working with all the winning teams and a few other hackathon team proposals and see if they're interested in contributing for a blog. And actually, we already have 2 blogs published, or maybe one have already published, one on the way. You should be able to check it on SONiC blog site. And actually, yeah, we have already published 3 blogs on
Oh, okay. Sorry,
for
I
this
missed it.
year's
We should
hackathon.
help each other. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, you're fine. Yeah, and I believe we have a couple more blogs coming. So yeah, feel free to take a read, and if you can share on our social network, that'd be great as well.
Yeah, we can like reach out to amplify the blog. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that is okay. Good blogs. Okay. I think that's all for end of year wrap up. Okay. Any comments or any add-ons for the end of year wrap up, or anyone would like to add anything?
I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. If not, then let's go to the next one, looking forward to 2025, right? What we will do. I think starting from January, we have a few things. Maybe we can, do you mind to give a link to the priority, like core deliverables?
Yeah, happy to. Actually,
Let's
I can
remind,
copy and
because we
paste
need
it
to look at the
here.
core deliverables, and then when looking at that, we will start to take action from January to do that.
Let me reformat it really
Mhm.
quick. And here we have all the goals for 2025.
Okay. Showcase success, increase community development, adoption. Okay. Coming blogs. Do you know which one is the earliest event coming
Yeah.
in 2025?
The earliest event that we have for 2025 is One Summit. That is on March 31st.
Oh, in Europe?
Correct, in London, co-located with KubeCon EU.
I see. And you mentioned that this time is a little bit different, right?
Correct, yes. So for One Summit this year, there won't be a CFP call for proposals that's open for everyone. There will be a curated agenda. So I know what we proposed to the board last meeting was that we sponsor for a keynote slot that features a major SONiC user, bring them up on the stage, similar to what we did for Walmart at One Summit this year, to kind of highlight SONiC usage and and SONiC users. And we might be able to host a booth at one summit. I'm still working on the details on that. I can keep the group updated once I hear more updates on that. So essentially, we can get a one keynote slot to spotlight a major SONiC user and potentially a SONiC booth at one summit.
So we are saying that then we might not host the workshop like before.
Correct. Yeah. Unfortunately, one summit this year, there won't be any co-located events opportunities.
I see, I see. But then also people are like community is encouraged to submit talks, right? Do you know how many days one summit like presentations will be? 1 or 2 days or?
So it's a bit confusing next year.
Yeah.
So one summit overall, there will be 2 days, but the second day will be a cloud, I believe it's called Cloud and Telco Day. That's only focused on just sessions around cloud and telco and SONiC community members are encouraged to submit CFP for the second day, but for the first day, it's just curated content. So we won't be able to submit for speaking opportunities on the first day, if that makes sense. Meanwhile, let me also pull the One Summit website really quick. It has a little more details there.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think for now it's only listed for the day the first day on March 31st for now. And
Okay.
oh, actually, if I remember correctly, the Cloud and Telco Day, which is
Yeah.
also the second day of One Summit, the CIP has, I believe, it's already closed.
Uh-huh. Okay. I see, I see. Do you mind to post this link to the chat or to the Etherpad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Okay. I think we have a few like community members in Europe, right? That could be a good chance for them. But the call for participation already is finished.
Correct. Yeah. Unfortunately, next year, One Summer, there won't be a lot of adjacent, since there won't be a co-located events and Cloud and Telco, though, is mainly for LFN projects. So the biggest, I guess, opportunity that SONiC has is mainly we can launch a CFP so folks can submit booth demo proposals. And if we can have a booth at one summit, then we can showcase community members' works at SONiC booth at one summit.
Yeah, I understand. I think not necessarily a booth, but usually for cloud computing, right? That is not limited to telecom. So it's the same as previous like OCP. Any community member could submit their presentations. I think unfortunately, we might miss it. Not as an organization, just to encourage individual community members to submit talks.
Yeah, here's the Cloud Native Telco Day, which is also the second day of One Summit. That's on April 1st, and it looks like, yeah, the CIP closed December 4th, last Wednesday. And I'm afraid it's only focused on telco for this one.
I see. thinking out loud, right? Because Kubernetes actually is SONiC is using is using container. Actually, at Microsoft we have not we have some collaboration with our Kubernetes teams to do the management. This collocate with KubeCon actually could generate some synergy. Let me see if KubeCon submission has been closed. You understand?
Yes.
Where I'm
And I
I'm
think that,
thinking, yeah,
yeah, I'm trying to check if the KubeCon CIP.
right. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's closed November 24th.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. No worries. So we have community members, right? You are encouraged to attend if you are interested. If you are interested in this, yeah. Okay. That's number one for event. And right after that, do you know there's something in April?
Yeah, so we are planning a potential co-located event and a SONiC booth at OCP Regional EMEA Summit, I believe in Dublin next year. And I've been in communication with OCP staff, and I know their co-located event spot is very limited. So we're still trying to grab a spot before it runs out, and we're currently waiting for their response on if there will be potentially more spots coming out. If so, we'll still be able to have a co-located event in April. If not, we might just have a SONiC booth there. And I can keep you up.
Again, right? Encourage the individual team, like company to submit paper there. That's
Correct.
also okay. Not necessary as an organization. Yeah.
I
Okay.
probably missed this. I know it was talked about. So there is no longer a one summit in the States for 2025.
That's correct.
Okay, so you're going to be participating in I don't see this on the list. Maybe I'm scrolling, sorry. Keep scrolling, looking
No
for things,
worries.
sorry. But there is the Linux Foundation Open Source Summit. Is there going to be sessions there? Or am I missing this? Is this on the list?
No, for the Open Source Summit, I don't believe we're planning to attend the Open Source Summit.
Oh, okay. Is there a reason why? I mean, you don't have any American events on here, anything in North America. And that seems like low-hanging fruit to me, just because the audience is open source. And it's founded, it's your company, or your rather organization. I'm just wondering why SONiC isn't taking any type of presence there.
Yeah, so we are attending Open Source Summit, not the one in North America, it's the one in Europe in 2025.
Yeah,
I believe
understand
that's
that.
in Amsterdam. Yeah. And when we are planning
the
the
philosophy of like why no North American events for SONiC.
Yeah, for next year, well, I mean, the biggest SONiC presence in North America is OCP. Yeah. And I don't believe we discussed any participation at the Open Source Summit to North America in 2025. Okay, I see that's in June 20.
Yeah, it's June 23rd in Denver. I don't know. I just thought maybe they would be generous with you to, offer you either a booth, or not a mini summit or anything, but at least just a presence at this large, it's kind of like your keynote event.
Yeah, so I believe we might be able to, if we're interested in attending this event. I'm not so sure if we did discuss in the outreach committee before. I don't believe so. So if the outreach committee is interested, we can contact and see if we can get a free co-located event opportunities. I believe for Linux Foundation, some of the events that we have an opportunity as a Linux Foundation project to have a free co-located event, and some events they won't offer that to Linux Foundation projects, although we're under the same company, but we do manage budget and everything separately as sub foundations. So yeah, it's really up to the committee if we think it's necessary to have another to participate in another open source summit, and that's in North America. I can reach out and see if it's possible
Yeah, just
to
curious.
have a free
I
co-located
feel like I
event.
said, I missed a few meetings. I just didn't know if there was some thought behind like that's not a great fit for us, or I just was curious if I missed something, but okay. And then I was like I said, scrolling, and I'm like, am I just missing it? And it felt like that was a natural fit, but if
Yeah,
there's no one summit in the United States, which there was-
right.
just curious.
But I thank you for bringing it up, Vicky.
Mm.
That I mean, normally we will have a North America event at the beginning of the year, but unfortunately, One Summit will just be in Europe this year. So, do we feel the need to have an North America event? I guess in June. I guess this is more of a question towards our community.
June in general is a really busy trade show month. I mean, I have, I think, 6 that we're tracking in that month, one of which is the Linux Foundation open source. So I'm not suggesting it's a must. I was just more curious because of just, it seemed like, why wouldn't that be on the list? And I'm not even suggesting you have to be there. I'm just curious.
Thinking out loud, I attended open source summit in Vancouver in 2023, 2024. This was in Europe. Sunny, can you help me if that's right?
That sounds familiar, but I can double check on that.
I think I attended. I can share my experience about open source summit in Vancouver. I think in general it is actually quite big event for the open source community. We actually find a lot of synergy during the booth about open source like compliance, security toolings, and other demos. I do feel that SONiC booth might be a good idea. That I think the session, the workshop session itself, at that time it is at Vancouver, right? Not many people travel there. As I think also many company has or still the travel constraint. Not many people attend. I think the SONiC workshop, but they joined remotely. But booth, we don't have a booth, but booth has a lot of people and attention. And we could find a lot of synergy there. I'm just sharing my observation, yeah, from these events.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shin. I just looked up, it was 2023. Yeah, the open source summit in North America, Vancouver. And from my past open source summit participation experience with I think this year in Vienna, and we had a co-locating event and a booth. I would say the booth traffic was pretty good. We did
Mhm.
the overall audience at Open Source Summit, as you said, it was really big. It was a big summit, and but there isn't a big networking crowd. Most of the people are there just for open source in general, and we did get some leads at the booth, but nowhere comparing to at one summit or OCP, which is probably already within the expectation. And for the co-located event, the attendance was okay. I believe we, including the speakers, we had around 25 people in the room, and we had the room maximum size was, I believe, was 75. So it wasn't the best attending co-located event that we have hosted, but just given that although it's we're co-locating with a big industry event, but the audience is very open source general focus instead of SONiC, I guess, sub-industry focus.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It probably is a broad paintbrush of people, just open source in general, not networking specific for sure, because you got all of the groups. If you're looking for targeted, that's probably not your best fit. But if you're looking for numbers, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and which is why we added the OCP and MIA Summit this year on the agenda, or on the 2025 events plan that we're hoping. Just given that how good of a result that we received from OCP Global Summit, we would like to target more of the audience. And
the one in Dublin, is that the one?
Yep. Yep. In
And
April.
so the one summit that says one summit co-located at Kubicon EU in London, that's April 25th.
That's March 31st.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. You see, I am all confused. Gotcha.
No worries.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, it is a big, broad, it's a big group. I mean, and you're talking about like really targeted audience. It's not going to be, certainly isn't going to be everybody. I'm sorry, there's going to be a small group of people that are going to be interested in networking. But yeah, it just depends on if there was an opportunity to be, if there was a need to be somewhere else in America, and if it was relatively free, I would assume, of some sort.
Yeah.
You got time and you got people and swag and all that other stuff, but
yeah, and also thank you for flagging and bringing it up as well. I think that's why we're having meetings like this, to make sure we're not missing the opportunities, and make sure that we capture the major industry events that we're interested in, and to really help to promote SONiC in the community.
Okay. Okay, thanks. I think we can also talk to a broader team like January, starting from January, the outlook from in 2025. Yeah. Okay. I think beyond this event, right? I think we should make some progress. Like again on training launched, as well as that in other industry event not attending, like a presentation, like webinar, or like I'm looking at user group, right? Like webinar and user group. I think this year we have been focused on events. On events, also blogs, right? Blogs. Then gradually, once we stabilize all this process, we should extend our impact or influence channel to others, like webinar or interviews with industry surveys. but we can start to put it on the agenda on the start fund when coming back in January. So also, Sunny, I remember that we are also going to work with a few, one or two like analysts. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can give a quick update on that. So RPA and I and Li Hua have met with Del Oro and IDC, and I think that's all at the OCP Global Summit. And after the sync with Del Oro, they are doing I believe something around a networking report that will be issued sometime in January. And we are keeping track of their progress and keeping in contact with them. And there might be a potential opportunity that once the report is launched, they might be interested in participating in a SONiC webinar to talk about it and maybe invite a few other guest speakers as well. And this is a huge TBD. It's really all up to, once the report issues, and we'll contact them and see their interest. So that can be a potential opportunity in terms of getting in contact with the analysts that's coming up in 2025 January.
Okay. Can you repeat it coming in January? What?
Yeah, so Del Oro is working on a report around networking, market share, I believe, that's coming out sometime in January.
I see, coming out. Okay.
Correct.
So that means we don't need to do anything except waiting for that to be out, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And that actually reminds me, there's another report that's coming out in Q1, or actually in April in 2025. It's the GigaOhm report. So I believe I might have sent you an email and Li Hua and a few other, I think, TSC members, and ask if we can have just complete the report that GigaOhm is asking us to do. Basically, it's some basic information about SONiC vendors and users and so on. And Xin, if you remember, we did a similar practice last year. So, and I believe we need to get the material back to them actually coming up in the next few days. And we did brought this up, Evan brought this up in the last TSC meeting last week.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing that we need. That's coming up, I guess, this week to be able to include in the GigaOhm report 2025.
I see. Does that is that for Microsoft? Is that all for community?
It's mainly for TSC actually.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Thanks. Do you mind to write the name of January 13th, the which report? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's actually the next outreach meeting. And Xin, were you at the last TSC meeting last week?
No, I wasn't, because I told Li Hua let's divide and conquer. I have to host the meetings internal Microsoft. Yeah, I wasn't there. Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone here who attended the last TSC meeting?
I did.
Okay. Sweet, Tracy. Do you have any chance to remember what the TSC talked about who's going to take the lead to complete the GigaOhm report?
I think what they said was they're going to form a working group. I'd have to go back and check Evan's notes. Evan took the notes.
Okay.
I know they discussed it.
Okay.
And yes, sorry, it's coming back to me. So they were gonna take it kind of offline, and then Evan has scheduled a follow-up meeting with them for, I believe it's December 11th. Let me just check the calendar. I believe it's December 11th, because I know it's due December 12th. And Yeah, I actually don't have it. I'll ping Evan and just ask him. Maybe I'm just not on it. But I know that they know it's due on the 12th and they scheduled their meeting for the day before, which is the 11th.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Tracy. And this is, again, this is more of a update for our committee, but more of an action item for TSC. So there isn't anything that we need to do right now. But once we have once the Giga report is out, I can keep the group updated on that.
Okay. Oh, so a working group is formed. Okay, so that means they are doing this. Do you know who is leading that, Tracy?
I didn't get the impression that it was a little tricky, the TSC meeting, because Liwa was not on.
Right.
And Guhan was filling in for Liwa, but Guhan was in the car. So I think it was kind of like, everybody go think about this, and we're gonna regroup on the 11th and just get it done.
Okay, okay, okay. But do we have meeting on 11 set up?
So that's what I was just saying. I don't know. It's not on my calendar, but it could be that Evan just didn't include me in it. So I will ping him and ask him
Okay,
if he's
please
already
do.
set it up.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yep.
I told them the night before where I have a few Microsoft meeting. I need to present their group as well. So we divide and conquer. Yeah.
Yep. I'll ping Evan right now.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I think this is the one thing that we need to finish before the end of the year.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
And to be honest, I don't think this will take too long, just because Li Hua did help to drive this for last year's report. And so I already sent out last year's report content on there. And I believe basically we didn't really change too much. The content shouldn't change too much. But it will be nice to have a few TSC members to look through them and make sure we can include more users or just more updates around SONiC release and so on since last year.
Okay, thanks. Let me pause here to see anyone in the audience. Any other thoughts or comments? I think we are getting close to the end of this meeting, that our topics we would like to discuss. Ival, Irina, or Kamel, Vicky.
Nothing from my side. This is my first meeting.
Oh, okay, welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, just one side note, Sunny. I guess my Zoom is not updated, but I'm from Marvel.
Oh, apologies.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, thank you for flagging.
Yeah, going forward, I'll be joining instead of Kishore.
Awesome.
Okay,
Well, welcome.
great. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know if you were here at the very beginning. Please, please note that there is no meeting on December 23rd if it show up on your calendar. The next one will be January 13th. Please check January 13th. You have one, like it's called updated 2025.
Yes, thank you, Shane. I checked it. I have the
okay.
correct invites. Thank you.
Okay, great. How about others? Ival, Irina, Vicky?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Then, anything else, Sunny and Tracy?
Not from my side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be all from me as well.
Then I think with that, thanks everyone for very busy but very fruitful year. Hope you enjoyed the holiday season and have a great time. And we will reconnect in January.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you, Shane.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Shane.
everyone.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.